What's going on, YouTube? Claykeysult back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius news update. And it's been a bit since I had a video out. I had to help a friend out with getting his kids, driving them back to the airport and back and forth. And then I've just been streaming and having a good time and all kinds of stuff. But I'm back. I promise I'm back, baby. We're going to do a couple videos this week. And first being, let's talk about this new banner that hit. So before we get into the banner, it is amazing. I'll tell you that first off. Some things to be worrisome are there are 2 4-star bases and 2 5-star bases. I have pulled 10 rainbows on last week's Final Fantasy Tactics banner. I've gotten 2 Ramzas and I've gotten 0 Deletas. So this new 5-star, 2 of the same, 2 5-stars with the same banner make it pretty scary. And then if you're going for a 4-star, kind of the same thing. It lowers the chances of you getting banner units, etc. But this banner is going to be worth it. So let's quickly go over this before my banner review. So we have Veritas of the Dark, right? Veritas of the Dark is pretty much Dark Landu. And unlike Ice Landu and Fravia, however you say her name, this is actually real. His ability here, Dark Punishment, is essentially Divine Ruination, but instead of a 50%, Imperil to light damage, it's going to be 50% to dark element, excuse me, and it does the same exact hits as Orlandu. If you wanted to take Veritas of the Dark and just throw an Excalibur on him and chain exactly like you would with 2 Orlandus, you can do that. The only thing is, Dark Punishment just wouldn't be, like, you would not be using the 50% Imperil to dark damage, but Orlandu would be adding that with his, and the light damage would chain up perfectly. I'm talking the same exact frames. It's the same move, just with dark instead of light. And then he also has a great ability on top of that. Like, that's his mainstay ability, all right, with the Veritas of Dark. But on top of that, he has that ability where he can put 20%, I think it's like Defensive Barrier. It gives you damage mitigation, 20% for 3 turns. That's something that he unlocks that he can do for you, which is amazing. And then we can talk about his TM, which is amazing. Boost attack when equipped with a large sword and heavy armor. I do believe it's 30% and 30%, so it's 60% right here for us trying to hit that cap of 300%, you know, with your equipment and your passives. That's all you can get before battle. And so that's going to help us out with that. This is going to be really good when, I think, I've heard it when Cloud comes out. It's really good on Orlandu. It's good on Dark Veritas. It's good on, we can try to use it on our boy Tidus. I mean, this thing is a very strong TM. You definitely want to get it. So Veritas of the Dark, in my opinion, better Orlandu. He's going to pair very well with a Dark Knight Cecil if you get him, enhanced, because Dark Knight Cecil can imperil Dark by 100%. So if you put Deathbringer on our boy Veritas of the Dark, you're going to be able to hit with maximum damage, chaining up there, and then hitting with DKC as a finisher, because instead of 50% imperil on the enemy, it's going to be 100% with his dark damage. So very, very good unit. Moving on, let's talk about Veritas of the Flame, the other 5-star one here. Veritas of the Flame, also very good. Nowhere near as good as Veritas of the Dark, in my opinion, but he is very, very unique. His Trust Mastery is boost attack when equipped with an axe and heavy armor. So instead of a great sword or a large sword, this is going to be for axe wielders and pretty much just for himself right now. I'm sure we will have more axe wielders in the future. We may want to use this one, but for me, that will be going on him exclusively. Now, what can Veritas of the Flame do? What is his purpose? He is not a chainer. He is a finisher. He has Fiery Retribution, chance of reducing fire resist for one enemy, and that's 100% when evading a magic attack, but I only think it procs 20% of the time. So if he evades a magic attack, he can knock down the opponent's resist for fire by 100%, which is insane. And then he also has Flaming Axe, Earthen Axe, Dark Axe, and Wind Axe, I do believe, along with, I think those are the 4 he has. So he has those 4 elements. He can do Fire, Wind, Dark, and Earth. And what that does is it deals partial unmitigated damage with ignored defense, and it decreases and imperils them by 50% for 5 turns, and it adds that element to himself. So I know I'm kind of talking real quick here, but what does that mean? It means that he can finish for Earth, dark damage, fire, or wind damage, so he's very versatile and he hits really, really hard. He also has a great finishing move called Heavy Stamp. It's going to be 2.5 times multiplier, a single target with ignore defense 50%, which means it's 5 times multiplier, and he also has another special passive that procs off of countering. If he counters a physical or magic attack, I think it procs 30% of the time. It's going to make us have a better ability that I think will be hitting for a 10 times multiplier, and that'll be his big finishing move. But remember, it's only going to activate off of a passive when he gets hit 30% of the time with an attack of magic or physical. Okay, so overall, how good is he? He's up there with DKC on top in terms of finishers, guys, and he's more versatile. He's not stuck in the only the dark element. This guy can add whatever he wants to his kit and finish for anybody. So we're talking about like Folan. He can finish for Eileen. Obviously, he can finish for Dark Veritas, and then he's got that fire element, and that's something we've been missing out on, a really good fire chainer. But there will be one in the future, I do believe. So there's that. So Veritas of the Flame, very good, up there with the Luna DKCs and finishers, and Olive's kind of down below a little bit now. She's falling off. But Olive and Veritas of the Flame have not got their enhancements yet, so when they do, remember, and the same goes for Veritas of the Dark. has not received their enhancements yet, so they're going to be very good when those do come out on JP and then eventually come into Global. Next up, let's talk about the two, you know, 4-star bases on this banner, and Veritas of Earth starts us off. 4-star base going up to 6-star, and I'd say Veritas of Earth is more of a off-tank support, not just a main tank role here. Veritas of the Dark has some great supporting abilities. He can give 100% to Earth resist everybody but himself. He has the ability to give 100% status elements resist, so he's going to be able to resist all the status elements. He can put that on your team. He can put up your damage mitigation again with the 20%, and also Veritas of the Flame above, I forgot to mention that he can do that. So Veritas of the Earth is a pretty good tanky support, somebody you're going to look for. Let's talk about this this Trust Master real quick. Boost defense when equipped with heavy shield and attack when equipped with heavy armor. Now this can go on your tank, but I think it's going to be more of a counter tank. I think I want to throw this on somebody who I'm going to have hitting with a bunch of counters, because to take advantage of that attack that you're going to get on there too. But that defense isn't something to shake a stick at, so that's pretty good. He has Incinerating Press, which is his provoke, his like draw attack. He's going to do damage, and then for 2 turns it's 100% draw, and that's pretty good. He's going to boost his own defense and spirit and reduce damage taken for 3 turns. That's going to be a pretty good ability. And he has a chance to of taking physical damage for an ally, so he has a cover. But overall, I don't think he's going to be as good as the you know, White Knight Wells, Wilhelms, or Warrior Lights of this world. But he does serve a purpose. He has 100% Earth resist to everybody but himself. That's going to be really, really good if there's a trial where we need to worry about Earth, or something we need to worry about Earth damage. So Veritas is going to have his chance to shine, but I think he's more of an off-tank supporting role from what I've looked at so far. And then we have Victoria here, 4-star base going up to 6-star, Black Mage, and she definitely looks Black Mage, doesn't she? She looks gorgeous. Her sprite is very, very nice. Let's talk about the Dark Robe real quick. Defense 35, Magic 55, a high magic stat there. Spirit 20, Dark Resist 30%. Very, very good robe here to be farming up. I mean, that Magic 55 is sweet. Plus, it has all these defensive stats stacked on it. We're going to be needing that more and more as the trials get harder. We can't just glass cannon anymore. So that's pretty good. So what's Victoria all about? Is she good? Is she better than, you know, the higher mages? I don't think she's better than our higher mages, but she does have a lot of swag going on for her. She has Overflow, and Overflow is going to hit multiple times to help you build up with chaining. It's got dark damage to all enemies and power up with consecutive use. She has that consecutive use builder, and she has Firaja, I think is with a J. Is that how you say it? Firaja? That can also build up with consecutive uses. She also has, you know, dual black magic cast in her kit. She's going to be able to use those things right there and build that up and be a consecutive hit user. And in Global, we have that weird thing where you can use different abilities, and it counts for building up the thing anyway. She has Meteor. Just overall, she is very cool and somebody I want to look into, but not at the top of the mages. Like, Emperor's fire ability is going to be better than hers anyway, and then we saw where we put Emperor. So if you need a mage and you're missing out on a mage, or you just want to use Victoria, she is going to serve her purpose doing fire or dark damage. But other than that, she's kind of just, again, a mage in a world where the mages we're going to use are very few and far between, like Ashe and things like that. Moving on, we have Timothy, who looks like a mix between Navi and Link, and they had a baby from Zelda, and out popped Timothy. And Timothy is actually one of those units that have a purpose besides just their great TM, which is Trick Hat. Timothy is a 3-star base. Trick Hat is for those people out there who missed the Halloween event, didn't get the creepy mask, move over creepy mask, we got Trick Hat. MP 15%, Magic and Spirit 35. So this is going to be there as a supplement to maybe you have a mage team, and you don't have enough creepy mask, or you have different people who you want to put the creepy mask on. Trick Hat is going to be there to help you out with that. Very, very good TM. Farm that bad boy up. And then what does Timothy do? Timothy has the ability to put a couple of status elements on your enemies. He can debuff their stats a little bit, like 20%. Their elements resist by 20%. His biggest thing is his limit burst. Once you get that bad boy maxed out at 5-star, he can debuff up to 59% to attack, spirit, defense, and magic. He can debuff all of that by 59% if you max out this guy's 5-star limit burst. So it's not going to take that many limit burst pots. And so Timothy is going to have his uses in a lot of free-to-play teams, in my opinion, budget build guides. He's going to be able to just take everything down. If the thing can be full broken, he's going to be there to full break it to the fullest. I mean, 59% is a lot. So there you go with Timothy, pretty good. So overall, what do I think of this banner? Let's talk about that real quick. I'm going to try to go in more detail with the banner review, but is this banner worth summoning on? Yes, very much so. Is this trying to summon on this banner or the Nier banner that's supposed to be coming soon? In my opinion, it's really up to you guys. I can't really answer that too well, but we have 2 global exclusive Nier units we don't know about. The Nier banner is very, very good, has some solid units, some solid TMs on it, and they are limited, guys. And Gumi just told us that, you know, this 10+1 ticket we're getting for these, these daily logins we see right there, that will not include the Nier banner. So just be aware of that. No limited units are in there. Gumi confirmed that. And these rewards are awesome, by the way. But you have to ask yourself, do you want to go for these limited units that look cool, come from a different game? Dark Veritas, Veritas of Flame, Veritas of the Earth, they're all going to be in the game forever. All these people are going to be in the game forever. So you have to decide how you want to split that up. I can't say that for you because they're both amazing banners, okay? And what else do we got this week? What do we got to play with? All right, so Final Fantasy Tactics got a little bit of update if this thing would ever connect. And we're going to be able to get a new trial that we can try out. The High Seraph. So that's going to be like a big baddie we got to take down. Looks amazing. Demon Killer. So I think this is the final form of the boss we just fought before when we were grinding for the King Mog, right? Like the final form, Grand Seraph Ultima. Demon Killer is going to be effective, so no longer a human, demon now. Be prepared to inflict status elements, Kupo. Its attack deals dark elemental damage, so dark resist is going to be great for us. The one thing about this is these mission rewards are pretty sweet. Complete the quest, clear in 11 turns or more. So you have to survive that long to get the 10,000 white orbs, and that's not nothing to shake a stick at. No items, you get wind resist. So if you don't use any items, you get wind resist plus 15%. And then we get False Saint, Magic 20%, MB 10%. That's pretty strong. Clear without an ally being KO'd. So we don't have to restrict ourselves to a 5-team, which is amazing. I love when we can use all our units. So this is going to be fun to take down, try to take down. And doing the 11 turns is going to be kind of sweet too. So expect a guide out for that when it does come. And then we have, remember guys, they are resetting bundles. I forgot to mention this. They're resetting bundles. These bundles were definitely worth it. I don't know why they're resetting them. They're giving us another chance to buy them. So get in there and get those bundles. I do remember them being pretty awesome. And then we have another story event. And we just had one, but it's time for revenge. And it's going to be about the Veritas, it looks like. We're going to learn a little backstory on them, you know, learn a little things about them. And that's what I want to learn because the story in FFB has gotten really great. No spoilers, but it's gotten really awesome. We're going to learn about them, and let's see what kind of items we can get. Obviously, you can get the enhancement, Chris, things like that. Limited equipment. We have this great sword here that has attack 74 dark element. That'll go great on your DKC if you can't get his TM, or you can go ahead and throw it on Dark Veritas with that dark element to help him out there. Then we have protective armor, defense 42, spirit 38, pretty damn protective. Protective helm, defense 15, spirit 20, auto shell. And guys, if you put this all on, like I said on my stream, you become RoboCop, and your character actually changes. Nah, it doesn't. But that kind of looks like he could become RoboCop if he puts that on. So this is going to be fun to go with here, and it's just showing the banner off. So before we get into anything else here at the end, guys, remember I do have the giveaway going on. I want you guys to enter. We have 2 days left. Please enter in that giveaway. I'll be announcing the winners before my banner review or my character champion spotlight, whichever unit spotlight, excuse me, whichever one I want to do there. And then also be aware the Nier banner is on the way. Be looking out on the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius official page for their August update, where they're probably going to tell us when that's coming out and what else is coming and things like that. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how you feel in this banner. And, you know, if you're going to be pulling hero on the Nier banner, which one you guys are feeling. And subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.